gone off. Hi, Terry.
Hi, Michelle.
How are you?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good.
Getting okay with your plumber?
I won't go into it. I've been trying for about 2 weeks to get a plumber to come round to do it's just an overflow thing, but you would think I was asking for an audience with the Pope trying to get a plumber around. But just after I spoke to you, he said, I can get there at 2. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, come on. I know. But yeah, it's all sorted. Listen, on a serious note, any further thoughts about what we talked about yesterday?
No, so I thought about it some more last night, and I've got some time set aside to put my thoughts down more in terms of I suppose my goals and things. So it did make sense, and it's sinking in. So I've set the time aside. I'm going to reevaluate and refocus on what's important to me, and then I can start building that plan then and working towards that, really. But I think it's probably true. As I say, I think I was already getting there, and then you helped me sort of think, maybe aiming for that number is not really the best thing for myself, because it's just a number, and it's what's behind it, really. So I just need to get it all down. As I say, I've got that journal, and I've looked at the template, and I'm just going to change it up, and I'll redo my future letter to myself and all those different sort of things as well.
Okay, good, yeah. And I mean, just a thing on the number, that challenge with it, I want to earn 100,000, 150,000, and then you get there, and then it's quite common. I would say 90% of people I know have gone through that. So yeah, it's quite common that including myself, by the way. So probably why I can speak with so much authority about that. But anyway, yeah. Okay. Just before we go on, do you know of a person who's one of our clients, a chap called Damien?
Damien, what else?
Navis.
I don't think so, but I'm not always the best with names. I'd have to look at his face. We see so many people, don't we? But no, does he live close, or does he
actually? Yes. So long story short, and I probably should give you a heads up. We were talking. His office is in Birmingham.
Oh, right.
And he lives in Worcester. And we were just talking. He was saying one of his challenges is getting his team to do stuff.
Right.
Stuff that we're sharing with him. And I was saying about you, but because he knows you from the Zoom calls.
Okay.
And I said, why don't you have a word with her? Just have a word with Michelle and see, what she's doing to get the team to do what needs to be done. And he goes, I will do. I spoke to him immediately after I spoke to you yesterday. He said, I reached out to Michelle. I haven't heard from her. And I said, that's not like Michelle at all.
No. Do you know how it may be? Do you think he did? I'll have a look on LinkedIn or Facebook. I don't know. I have got a lot of I don't do a lot of Facebook requests. I've got thousands of people on there that so I ignore a lot of them because they're all weirdos normally.
That's why you've been connected to me.
I have. We're already connected.
Okay.
What's his name? Navius.
Yeah. I'm gonna dig out his email address actually.
Navias.
I'm just going to double check now so I get it right. Just bear with me.
Damien, Nivias, or AS, is it?
Navas.
Okay, so he hasn't tried to connect with me on LinkedIn, so let me just look on Facebook. If you haven't got a dog picture on your Facebook profile, and I normally delete you. Damien.
Don't worry, I'm going to send you all these details in chat now, so you'll have it here. One sec.
Yeah, so he sent me a friend request on Facebook. I'll connect with him, but I hadn't seen that. So yeah, I've connected with him now.
Yeah, because he just wants to have a chat with you. He's one of our clients. So I think he's got 4 consultants, but yeah, he's just got some challenges around. And again, sorry, the other challenge is remote working. So it's just wanted to talk to somebody who's in the same situation as to how you're handling it. So Yeah. So can you see that in the chat box there, Michelle?
Yeah, okay. I'll just copy it out and send it to myself.
So good afternoon, Michelle.
Hi Terry, how are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. And how are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
Good stuff. And just very quickly before we get into it, how's business going overall for you?
Yeah, it's been a funny few months, hasn't it, really? But I'm pleased to say the last few months have seen a dramatic improvement over the sort of since March with everything that's happened. So yeah, we're seeing a positive uplift, and that should hopefully continue.
Brilliant, well done. And from your point of view, could you just tell us a bit about your business, who you serve, and how long you've been doing that sort of thing, please, Michelle?
Yeah, so we serve sort of CEOs, COOs, chief customer officers and HR directors, really, and we help them to improve the success and the retention of their new hires. We hire sort of senior leaders, directors, heads of departments, subject matter experts around the sort of customer and experience space. So we recruit across the whole of the UK for a wide variety of brands, blue chip, FTSE 100, startup, disruptor, tech, across all industries, really.
Right. And how long have you been doing that and serving that market?
13 years since with this business, since I founded this business.
13 years been, yeah, since you found your business. And how many consultants do you have, Michelle?
There are 9 of us in total.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And when I first reached out, sorry, 13 years. Sorry, let's go back. 13 years in your own business. But how many years recruitment experience do you have in total?
20 around.
Yeah,
a bit more probably.
But you started when you were very young. You were 6 or 7 when you started.
I did, yeah.
So, excellent. And when I first reached out to you, Michelle, bearing in mind that we, the very first time we hadn't spoken or whatever, what were your reservations about us and what we do and that sort of thing? What was your key?
It would have been the first time before we joined the program, or
yeah. First time we joined the program, and then after that, yeah.
Yeah, so I suppose it's just the fear of the unknown, isn't it, really? It's a fear of the cost versus the benefit, whether or not, there will be any impact, or, what that is involved, I guess. So just a worry or a concern that it won't be value add, and it would be a waste of time or money, which you have to sort of look after, don't you, especially at the moment.
That's right. And you joined us, that's right, you joined us after the pandemic, so you joined us, what, June time, is that right?
Yeah, so I think it's coming up to about 9-10 weeks now.
You've been with us for 9 or 10 weeks, yeah. So we approached you during the pandemic, just, so June, late May, beginning of June.
Uh-huh.
And people listening to this, what would you say have been the key benefits for you and your business that's working together?
So I suppose it gave, it gave me a sort of process and confidence to follow a process and have a system, when actually, I guess, if we talk about during the pandemic versus what isn't normally the case, we felt like we had a lack of control. Our whole world had changed and shifted, and I think it was just sort of bringing that control back and having that ability to follow, as I say, a process which seemed to work, with others in the programme, and does work, obviously, given what we've seen. So it's just that process, that confidence, that control, and that ability, to feel positive when actually everything around you is a little bit less positive, really.
Yeah, so again, you joined to say in late May, June, when the pandemic, I guess, was at its worst at that stage. What would you say to somebody that's sitting there thinking, as many people did, I'm gonna pull the bridge up, so to speak, and not do anything, and wait till this thing, this pandemic, whatever it is, finishes? What would you say to people like that, thinking like that?
Don't do it. I mean, we had the same conversation in March when lockdown happened. Everyone went into meltdown, didn't they? And it just most of my colleagues, and I have a lot of friends in recruitment, and nearly everyone was being furloughed. Businesses were just ceasing to trade, stop doing anything, and that didn't really feel right to me. And it's something we didn't do, and I'm really pleased that we didn't do that, and we stayed very proactive. But then obviously what it also did is give me some time to reflect and transform and change the business. And it gave me the time to look at programs like this and speak to people like yourself. And obviously the benefits have been there over the last few months. We've really started to see things improve when I look around, and that's not the case for a lot of competitors in the market.
Yeah. So in terms of, you talk about improvement, what can you, without giving exact numbers, percentage-wise, what sort of improvements have you seen since we've been working together, Michelle?
Well, we've seen a significant uplift on the amount of sort of retained work that we've been securing, and the way that we've been approaching clients and working with clients on a more sort of exclusive and retained basis. And August for us has been, well, it has been one of the best Augusts on record. I mean, it's traditionally quite a quiet month with holidays anyway, and especially over the last few months when we've all been impacted in terms of revenue and turnover. But August has been an excellent month for us in terms of invoices, the amount of invoices that we've raised, the increase in revenue for that particular month when we look at year on year. And the team's sort of morale and confidence in terms of activity as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for the month of August, during the pandemic, it's been the best August in the record of your businesses. That you're saying that is amazing. Yeah. Well done. You've done a terrific job there. And what would you put that down to in terms of that's amazing by any standards to achieve that. What would you put that down to?
I think obviously this process has played a big significant part in that. The skills and the confidence and the ability that we've been able to sort of tap into that we had, and as I say, that direction of travel really. I think ultimately we did the right thing in sort of staying active and being present and being available for our market. But as I say, the program and the coaching that we've had has really sort of helped with our sort of confidence, our ability, our go-to-market approach. It's helped us readdress and change and totally transform, I guess, what the business was doing to what it is doing now and will be doing moving forwards. That's
terrific. And a couple of words come up quite frequently is morale and confidence. Could you tell us a bit more about that, please, Michelle?
I think it's critical because, everyone that we speak to, even our clients and candidates, they're all feeling the impact of what we've been going through over the last few months. And, you look at the news and you look at LinkedIn and you look at your news feed, and it's full of negativity, it's full of redundancies, it's full of people looking for work. And, obviously it impacts on all of us if we start believing there is no work and it's a nightmare, it's going to be 2 years before we get back to normal, or 12 months or 3 months, whatever it is that we keep telling ourselves. It leaves us in a place of, despair sometimes, worry, concern, anger, whatever it might be, and given our situation, because it's affecting our livelihoods and our life and our lifestyles. So, I mean, obviously morale and confidence is key. If you feel confident and you have high motivation and morale, then, anything's possible really, isn't it? And that's where I think it's really helped and impacted in myself and the team.
Yeah. And it goes without saying, I'm not going to go into detail, but we've shared with you a number of techniques to help you get in front of more hiring managers who are looking to engage you. Of all the techniques, without going into detail, which for you has been the most effective and resulting you in the most business?
I think once we start to talk to prospects, the confidence and the ability and the coaching and sort of techniques that we've been shown have really sort of helped us there. I mean, we have quite a well-defined network. We're quite well established, we're quite well known, but that's been really quite impactful in terms of how we deal with and sort of speak to and help our clients, or help them to realise that, you know, we are the business to help them with the services they require, really.
Excellent, thanks for that, Michelle. And from your point of view, knowing what you know a lot of other recruiters, would you recommend Make More Placements to other recruitment or search firms who are looking to grow?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as long as people really want to change and really want to do and take action, then I think it's a great program, and I would recommend it to anyone. Fantastic.
Michelle, thank you very much for that. Michelle Ansell sharing her experience with us. I just want to say thank you very much again, Michelle, for sharing that with us. This is Terry Edwards from Make More Placements. Until next time, take care, take action, and be relentless. Cheers, Michelle.
Cheers, Terry.